Morning. As an emergency physician, I've worked in Miami, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and now here in St. Louis. And I've cared for the youngest victims of gun violence for much of my career. Some of these victims are caught in the crossfire of a violent society, or others simply pull the trigger out of curiosity. Despite our best efforts, we often cannot save these children's lives. I take these kids home with me. Their names, their faces, they stay with me as does the anguish of their families. Last year, Missouri led the country, #1 in the country in toddler-related shootings. So statistics aside, February 2015, a 3-year-old in Florissant shot himself. In July 2015, a 3-year-old girl in Kansas City found a gun, shot and killed herself. In July of 2015, a 3-year-old in Colombia found a pistol in his home and seriously shot himself. In July of 2015, a 3-year-old in St. Louis shot himself in the face while alone in a room with 4 loaded guns. In August of 2015, a 21-month-old found a handgun and shot himself in North County, St. Louis. And the numbers keep growing. As it shows right here, as of October 10th, 83 kids, now 84, under the age of 6 unintentionally shot themselves or someone else. 25 of these were 2-year-olds. This sickens me because these injuries and deaths are not unavoidable accidents, but are completely preventable. This is what we know. The presence of a firearm in a home increases the risk of unintentional firearm-related deaths in children, especially if the firearm is kept loaded and unlocked. It is estimated that 40% of the households in the U.S. have at least one firearm. At least a quarter of these are thought to be handguns. Most unintentional firearm-related injuries when children occur in and around the home, 50% in their home and 40% in the home of a neighbor or friend. It is estimated that 70% of these unintentional shootings could have been prevented by proper storage of these weapons. It is also estimated that 50% of the gun owners in this country keep their guns loaded and accessible. Yet the reality is pretty sobering. For every 1 self-defense firearm homicide in the home, there are 5 domestic criminal homicides and 37 domestic suicides. This means that rather than protecting your family by bringing a loaded gun into your home, you're actually endangering them. This is why the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that guns not be brought into the home. Still, for those adults who insist on bringing a gun to their home, they must be held accountable for safe storage, meaning locked and unloaded. This is why I've endorsed the Children's Firearm Safety Alliance. Adults must be held accountable for kids shooting kids. We need state laws to hold adults accountable for safe storage. We cannot keep sacrificing our kids. Thank you.